Hey, it's Nicole from Handy Handling Creation. I just wanted to stop in and create a quick video to show you how to make your own virtual classroom for your Google Sites. All right, I'm going to show you how to create a slide. You want to file page setup 8.5 by 11 size, and you want to clear off those text boxes like I did by selecting and deleting them. You want to go and find an image. You just type it into the image toolbar up top or search bar. I typed in a brick wall. I'm going to double click on that and make that my background for my classroom. You do have to resize, drag the corner edges, not the side or the top and the bottom. It will distort it until you get the size that you like. You can also put a floor in your classroom by searching floors. And what I did then was cropped it down so it looked acceptable. I got rid of all the wall that was with that floor, cropping it off. And again, if you're cropping, you want to grab that thick piece on the edges. It's a little bit thicker on the sides. You want to drag from that. If you don't and you make a mistake, just use the back arrow to back up and try again. So I now have my classroom background, and I'm going to have to find some stuff to put into my classroom. I'm going to go over to the picture search bar and type in whiteboard with a transparent background. You want it to be transparent. You don't want it to have a wall with it. So I found one that was transparent, and I dropped a shadow behind it also to make it look a little bit more realistic. On the top there's a format option, and you click that and then you drop shadow, check that box. I also got some bean bags by doing the same thing. I put beanbag, transparent background, and whatever you find that you want in your classroom, you just want to double click on it and then use the corners to make it smaller or larger. You can also right click on the object and select an option that you can make it go forward or backwards. It's called order, so click on order and it will say bring to the front or bring to the back, and you can adjust the items in your picture to give it a more realistic depth of field. So I'm just going to go through here and look for different items. Shelves, sometimes I will take a shelf and I only need one shelf. So I will crop the other two out. That one was a little bit too dark and it blended in with the brick wall. So I was looking for a white shelf and ended up with a white window because I am distracted easily. So this is a white window with a transparent background, and I shrunk it down, and now I'm going to find a sunny sky to put in the window. It's a little bit more rectangular, so I'm cropping it to more of a square shape, and then I'll drag the corners to make it fit or shrink it down. And one last thing is I'm going to select my window and change the order to the front, so it's in front of the sunny sky. So every day in your classroom will be bright and sunny. All right, let's see if we can find some shelves that go with this room. Sometimes you might have to adjust the color yourself if you can't find a color that you like. Let's see. I'm looking for something that's sort of lighter so it doesn't get hidden by the dark brick wall. All right, let's try this. I'm going to resize it, and I'm going to have to make it a little bit lighter because I don't like the yellow color with that. So I'm going to hit recolor. Same place where you drop shadow, I'm going to recolor it and make it a little bit grayer and then adjust it. I think I'm going to use that under the window instead of above the board. So I'm going to shrink it down, and once you like it, you can Control C to copy it and then Control V to paste another one. So that's what I did. I just copied it once I liked it so I can put another one below it and drop shadow on both of those so they get more realistic looking. Now you need to find things to put on your shelves, and flowers are always nice, so I'm going to do flower pot with a transparent background. And here's a cute little flower pot. Shrink it down, put it on the shelf, and drop shadow. Voila. All right, I am also going to put some books on my shelf, so I'm going to get a Go Math 4th grade book image. So click the images and look for one that doesn't have a little white tag on it. See if you can find one. If you have a snipping tool, I recommend using that. You just select the image and copy it and paste it right into your slide. I'm going to shrink it down and drop shadow on that. Maybe I should move those down a little so it doesn't look like it's falling out the window. It really is about, just playing around with it and getting used to all the tools that are in here and making it your own. I watched a lot of Google videos, YouTube videos on making my virtual classroom for my Google site. What I did there to get that shelf is that I just took one of the shelves that I created under the window and put it back up top again. I want to put some laptops up there because I'm going to put images of sites that we use often so the kids can just click on them. ClassDojo would be one of them. So I'm going to get an image with the snipping tool again and copy it and go back and paste it into there. I'm going to need to resize it and probably crop it because it looks a little bit long. So I can drag it, but then I will have to, it's way too long in width. So I'm going to crop it down the sides and then move it around until it fits the image. And sorry if you can hear my son in the background. He is a gamer and he's very loud. I can hear him through the walls. But I'm just going to move it around until it looks like it should on the computer screen. And then I am also going to use Google Classroom. So I'm going to search Google Classroom image and save one of those using the snipping tool and copy it and paste it back into my classroom, just like we did the others, and shrink it down, crop it if you need to. So whatever websites you use in your classroom, you can put up here. I'm just going to put these two up here for now so I can show you how to do that. And this is as far as I'm going to go with this classroom. You can put emojis of yourself in here, whatever you want. But once you're done, you want to save this image as a PNG. And you do that by clicking on the file and download, and then PNG, and it will save. A PNG is a picture. So you want to save a picture, download PNG, and it will save it to your downloads. So it will be there for you. All right, so now I'm going to create a new slide and I'm going to save it or create the same size, 8.5 by 11. And I got rid of all the text boxes by selecting and deleting them. And now I'm going to hit background and select or find that in my download and click that picture, and it will save it to the background so the kids cannot manipulate that anymore. And then just click done, I believe, and you are done with that. This is the slide we're going to put on our Google website, this image. But we are going to add links to it first. So I'm going to take a text box and I'm going to drag it on the front of the ClassDojo screen, and I'm going to find that address. So I'm going to put in ClassDojo and look for the web address and copy and paste that from the address bar up top. Copy that. And then I'm going to go back to the slide and I'm going to paste it into that bar right there. I'm going to do the same thing with Google Classroom. I'm going to go to my Google Classroom and I'm going to get the address, copy it, go back to the Google Classroom laptop, put a text box over it. And make sure you click on the outer edge of that text box, otherwise it'll show you the link. I'm going to click the little link button, add that link, and click apply. So now they both have links on them. You could do that with your books that you put on your shelf. I can put a text box on the Go Math book and add a link to wherever the kids go for Go Math. I'm waiting until I get all that stuff from my school. I fixed that Class Dojo link because it wasn't in there right. So now that is good. I gave my slide a title, and Google Drive automatically saves it for you. And all you have to do is hit the share button. You want to make sure that you have a link that is not just your school district, but good for anyone, in case some people aren't using Google Drive. Copy that link and post it into another tab. We want to make sure that we take out the ability for them to edit, so we are going to post that link into a tab. Click on the word edit and replace it with present. So when the kiddos click on the link, it's going to take them to the slide in presentation mode. So here is I put an image into my Google site, and now I'm going to link it by clicking on it and clicking on the link, and I will put in that site that I just copied. And if you go into present mode and check it out, once you click it, it will show the kids in presentation mode, and whatever they click, that's where it's going to. We clicked Google Classroom and it took them right to their Google Classroom. So it's a good thing if you guys if you want to help your parents navigate different websites during the school year. I highly recommend using one of these Google Classrooms. The one I made for my classroom is on the left side there with my emoji. You can make them however you want. I hope this helped, and send me some questions if you have some questions.